gentlemen, good evening. It's a Tuesday. Lots of traffic. Too hot. I think the government should roof Kampala for just this time. But anyway, I'm glad to welcome you back. This is Ivan. I've been away for quite some time, but I am now here. We're going to talk about some very good things, finances, money, and I'm here. Usually you see this gentleman in a different caliber, but right now he is the chairperson or the president. You know, presidents are elected, and you know this is not like your government there in Zimbabwe, where presidents don't retire. But this one, he's going to tell us where the circle started, you know, all that kind of thing. Just for those who don't remember my name is Ivan Mokisa Jita. I am married. So this is a married thing today, so we don't have singles. So you're going to be you're going to feel at home, and you're going to be able to get answers to some questions that you've been asking yourself in terms of investment, in terms of, you know, the future of the circle, the dreams, aspirations. So we're just going to get the genesis and the exodus, because we don't have the revelation of this thing there. That means that the end of the thing, it is not there. It is going to move on and on, because the Bible says that planting and harvesting will never cease, as long as the world and earth endure. So you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, Bernard Otuna is my name, and tonight standing in the position of the chairperson, One by One Saccos. This is the Saccos week here at the Redeemed of the Lord Evangelistic Church.
Wow.
And we are celebrating our 10th anniversary.
By the way, I'm a member, so just to let you know.
Okay.
You didn't know I'm a
I want to know what your number is.
my number, by the way, it became so easy that it didn't give me hard time. I'm 360.
Okay. So that means Ivan actually joined the Saccos before me. I am number 380.
Jesus Christ. And how did you become chairperson if I did? Anyway.
Anyhow, we shall come to that.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are celebrating 10 years throughout this week. We have a lot of activities that we're going to be doing here at the Redeemed of the Lord Evangelistic Church. And maybe to just talk about the activities before we come to the Genesis, so that the listener and the viewer out there would be abreast with everything that we're going to do.
All right.
We shall use the advantage of the church programs, and tomorrow, being a Wednesday, here at Redeemed of the Lord, we have the midweek service.
All right.
And we shall have a service that is led by the Saccos membership. I mean, we shall have the manager of the Saccos come here and parade the whole program. She'll talk about the Saccos, our experiences. And then we shall have Mr. Robert Mutiaba. He happens to be one of the very first 60 members who sat together to start this thing. And he'll be telling us a lot of things, but also looking into the future. Yeah, looking at what opportunities there are in the marketplace.
We have to have a skyscraper in the city.
All right. Yeah, beginning from here, we need to have one here on the hill of Makerere.
Yes.
Yeah. So that will be, we'll have people telling us testimonies of how they benefited from the Saccos. About 3 or 4 testimonies tomorrow.
Woo.
Yeah, so please keep time here.
The faithfulness of God that we celebrate.
Of course, keeping it here at the Redeemed of the Lord Evangelistic Church. Tomorrow at beginning with 5:30 to 8,
All right.
we'll be here, full swing and in full gear.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Friday is our end of month overnight, since it will be the 28th of September. Here at Redeemed, we have a night praying through. Yeah, I hope so. So that Friday, we are hosting Pastor Paul Bukenya. He works with the DFCU, someone who is very well knowledgeable in the issues of the money markets and opportunities, and how to transact business with God in a partnership with God, but
Does
also
that does that mean that that gentleman is also one of the partners with Sacco? You partner with DFCU?
DFCU Bank is our bank as the Sacco currently. Though we are hoping that by maybe 2 weeks from now we'll have another banker who happens to be Centenary Bank.
A better bank.
Yeah. Given the different opportunities that are available therein, so we'll be hosting Pastor Paul Bukenya here tomorrow, and no, not tomorrow. On Friday during the overnight. The overnight, my friends, begins at 9 p.m. till morning till 5:30 a.m. So you don't want to miss as we talk about money, partnering with God. You don't want to miss as your minds are challenged towards thinking higher, bigger. Yeah, because by the time we celebrate our silver jubilee, that is 25, when we make 15 years from today, we should have greater milestones that we should have reached. Yeah, so, but we want to partner with God in prayer and also to challenge ourselves as children of God, because we need to realize our place in the world economy. I'm saying in the economy of finances, in the national and international economy, as the children of God in this area. So Friday, that's what we'll be doing. Pastor Titus Kamia will also be sharing with us. And so we will have a lot of stuff to do here on Friday night, and then Sunday we'll crown it here at the Redeemed of the Lord Evangelistic Church. Many cakes, many drinks, many expectations. We'll only have one service. We'll join both the first and the second service together at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So
are you buying me a t-shirt?
I'm going to think about it. By the way, we'll be clad in Sacco t-shirts with words behind, talking about celebrating 10 years of realizing our dreams and God's faithfulness. Yeah, so we'll be here from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at the Redeemed of the Lord. We are hoping Brother Patrick Ayota will be speaking to us in the Word of God. And NSSF. He's the second in command there, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and
guys, are you feeling what I'm feeling? So we're going to tune ourselves. Money issues.
Money.
When you're telling me these speakers, I get this feeling like, these people have made it. They know how to invest. They know how to use the money.
They're exposed.
They're exposed and they're experienced.
Yes, like Patrick is an exposed man, Patrick Ayota. Not only nationally, he is also an internationally exposed person, well learned, and a brother in the Lord. Yeah, who also knows about, he has grown up here, the Redeemed of the Lord, and he understands our roots. He knows how we started. So we also expect a government official. We have invited the coordinator, Operation Wealth Creation.
Hey, that's man.
He is the general. No, he's a general in the army of Uganda.
I know.
He's called.
That Operation Wealth Creation. When I went there first time, I was like, "Is this a military barracks? What is going on here?" Everyone was clad in combat. These guys are serious.
Yeah, but the chief coordinator is called Major General Caleb Akandanaho, aka Salim Saleh.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good stuff. All right.
So we expect that you'll also be part of us. Tell us what opportunities there are in government, how we can work together with the government, and what the projections the government has for the future. Because for us here, we're believing that we can lead the economy. We can be at the top of the economy of the nation. Today we are not, but that's what we're coming to challenge ourselves with, that we can get up there.
Okay, now, you told me the chairman.
Yes, please.
And what opportunities are in Sacco? You see, there are some people that have not joined, and for some reason it's like they're like, what do I get in there?
Yeah, maybe before we talk of opportunities, it would be better to talk about how we started and what we do, and then from there we shall have the opportunities also being shared here.
Let's talk about where we started.
Yeah,
how did we start?
In 2008.
was still in high school.
Yes. I was just done with my university.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2008, a group of young men and women, some of them are just freshly into the field of working and employment. Yeah. They sat together and said, how can we work together to prosper ourselves? Yeah. And scratching their heads, they thought, no, we can start up a circle whereby we encourage ourselves to save minimally, and then from that we can borrow, and then we start to invest.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a thing of, we'll say, the Young Workers Fellowship at that time. I can give you some names at that time, young men like Mr. Robert Mutiava, people like Pastor Titus Kamia, people like Brother James Mbazira, Brother James Badera, yes, Brother Augustine Mbazira as well. Yeah, the Mchala Musene Rose, the Mami Chiragas were the old ones at the time. I've heard about sisters like Sister
Mr.
Mugabe Emma.
Yeah.
Those were young people here at the time. At the time. So they sat together and said, no, guys, we can start something. And they started collecting money together informally. Of course, working with the church accountant, Mrs. Musenero. Yeah. So for about 3 months, they kept on collecting money. Their first savings were, I think, to the tune of about 1.7 million Uganda shillings.
Wow.
At that time. Of course, they couldn't lend the money to anybody at that time. For about 3 months, they did not lend money. The first money they lent out was 4 million Uganda shillings, and that was to Mr. Chiraga. He was Mr. Chiraga is a businessman. In 2008, 4 million, and then they for them that they did done their best to collect 4 million Uganda shillings. So that's how the journey began. Of course, they're encouraging themselves to buy shares at that time, which each share was costing, I think, about 10,000 Uganda shillings. Yeah, so they encouraged themselves to buy shares, and most of them bought shares because, of course, they knew that when you have many shares, in case of profitability, the profits, the dividends are shared according to the number of shares that you have.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so most of them bought shares, and the savings were coming in slowly. And since it was a formation stage, they had great meetings, long meetings. They used to meet almost every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. Meetings were lasting from about 5 p.m. till late in the night.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a real. And by the way, you come here through the week, and we'll still be testifying to the goodness of the Lord and the things that have happened. Yeah. Now, for me, I'm speaking about the things because I've heard. We'll have a memory lane production on Sunday. Okay. You'll manage to hear most of the things, and you'll also have an opportunity to see people attest or testify of the goodness of the Lord through the circle and how far they have come. I've seen a lady down in this is called Kaguguwe.
Yes.
Yeah, she sells charcoal, and she has a testimony. There is a lady I've seen at African Village doing crafts. Yeah, she has a very big testimony. I've seen somebody talk about their houses, they built, their cars, they drive, and how they've been taking loans here. Somehow, the Lord has used the circle to be a vehicle to prosperity as they envisioned in 2008 as it was started, where you're not and where I was not.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yes.
True.
So that's how they started. Of course, they encouraged themselves to save at least 10,000 every month. It was hard to do. It came in slowly, but the most interesting thing is, now you should ask me, where are we at? Well, how are we standing?
How much money do we have? Where are we? Because
Okay.
by that time in 2008, somebody was able to borrow 4 million shillings, and by that time it was like 6 million, let's say, on their account after
Yeah, and of course, before we even talk about, of course, there's some rules to the game. Before you borrow, of course, we encourage people to save, and the savings become part of your security to borrowing. Okay. So there are two kinds of loans that we have. Those are ordinary loans and then investment loans. Why ordinary? Because it must be paid back in 1 year, and the interest is 2% per month on reducing balance. But to acquire that loan, and we give a max of 10 million on ordinary loans, but to acquire it, you must have half of the money you want to borrow in savings. For example, if you want to take 10 million, at least you must have 5 million in savings. So that will give you 10 million. Yeah, because we encourage you to borrow.
Okay.
We encourage you to save so that you can have the muscle to borrow. And then for the investment loans, we have still been giving up to 20 million maximally. And it can be paid in a period of 2 years. All we want of you is to have at least 25% in your savings. For that 25% of 20 million is like, let's see, 10% is 2 million. Like 5 million, like 5 million. 5 million, 5 million. Yeah, if you have 5 million, we can give you 20 million, but you must give us a collateral. Yeah, maybe an authentic land title.
Like
we have,
I have a land title that I know.
Yeah, and in your names. Of course, we normally have issued the motor vehicle logbooks because most of our motor vehicles here are not comprehensively insured. Yeah, so that is a very big challenge. However, of course, that loan can be paid in a period of 2 years, the investment loan, and the rate of interest is 2.5% per month on reducing balance. So
like when somebody borrows to that 20 million, when do they start bringing back?
A month after they have received the money.
So they start bringing back.
Yeah, because the schedule is given to them.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is in there a scenario whereby it's 3 months or what?
Of course, those are worst scenarios that we do not envision. There's no scenario like that because we expect that before you take the loan, you agree to the terms that are therein to take the loan at that level.
Noted. I when I look at the time, it's really flying. So I want to come to the point of where do we stand right now?
Yeah, today, of course, after 10 years, somebody want to know, yes, if in the first year of business you're able to give 4 million, how much can you give right now? Just in the interest of time, I want to say that a few weeks ago, the church, the Redeemed of the Lord Evangelistic Church, an institution, by the way, it has an account in the Sacco, moved to buy land for a prayer center that was costing 220 million. So, of course, Redeemed as a church does its transactions with Equity Bank.
Yes.
And by this time, they asked us whether we can finance the loan. And I must assure you, we financed the 220 million to the church to acquire a loan for a period to be paid in a period of 2 years.
And interestingly,
yes,
there are already people that have also borrowed the 20 what.
Yeah.
So meaning this.
Okay, to make you more excited about it, do you know that this year, as I know of when I last checked in the SAC about 2 days ago, that we have already given out a total, in only this year, a total of 947 million in loans.
Wow.
So by the end of the year, we'll have given out over 1 billion in loans.
Wow.
Meaning that people now have begun realizing the importance of the circle.
Now what I was thinking in mind, I think should come to life. The skyscraper. Because you guys have the potential.
Yes, we if we grow to that level, the commitment of the members, we have about 534 members today. Of course, not all the members in the church are still members in the circle because we have about 1,000 church members here at the Redeemed. But 534 means we still have room to grow.
Does that include other sister churches?
We want to open up satellite churches like the ones that have been started directly by this church, like SETA, the Inclusive, and Busunju. Those ones directly have been started by ministry. This church went out there and sent out and planted the church. But we have sister churches that were started by other ministers, but finally became Redeemed churches. We are trying to open up Kachiri. Many places, Bale, Lugo, Busi, and all those Senyondo and all those places.
I get it.
Yes. So basically we want to open up, but before we open up, we first want to have every member in this church involved in the circle. we are bigger and stronger together.
Together.
Yes, yes. But today we stand, if we are able to give out loans to the tune of about 1 billion, it means I envision in the next 5 years we are able to do a project. For example, if the Redeemed of the Lord wants to build a skyscraper there,
Yes.
we can fight, and it costs some 1,000 million USDs.
Yes.
We want to get to that level whereby we are able at least to finance it all, and then we receive proceeds back
Yes.
slowly by slowly. That is something that we envision, but we need to really strengthen our muscle.
We need to work out our muscles. All right. Now, so that is where we come from. This is where we are, and it's interesting. So what should the person coming here on Sunday? Okay, the person who wants to join the circle, like I told you, they want to join, but like what especially you, the chairman, what have you achieved?
Me as an individual, of course, you could ask me what has the circle helped me. Many things I want to say.
Okay.
Because even before I joined the circle, my wife had joined the circle. Yes. And this is my personal testimony. I had my firstborn in 2012 on the 3rd of October, Jesse.
2012, okay.
And then the next year I realized immediately having another child was, so my firstborn and my secondborn are literally like twins. They're just 11 months apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So we realize now we have 2 babies, and our transport is going to be a challenge.
Yes.
So my neighbor where I used to live used to see my wife very pregnant and used to drive her to some place. I used to work in Busi then. So he told my wife, you know what? You can buy this car of mine. It was a Toyota Corona STI 190.
Yes.
So anyway, my wife called me and told me, hey, Bernard, there's an opportunity to buy a car. Yes, in my dreams, I've always dreamed to buy a car, but it wasn't that close. It was as much as it could be a priority. My incomes could not permit at that time. I thought that a car would come in the future. You understand? But I looked at my wife. I thought, oh, Nora, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I told her when I come back home, we'll discuss about that. And when we came back,
you're lucky to have a crazy lady.
I went and met the gentleman who was called Jimmy. He told me he wanted 8 million. At that time, honestly, talking about 8 million would be a dream. So anyhow, I told the guy, I don't know, but I want the car. I didn't have a driving permit, but I knew how to drive. Anyhow, I came and talked to my boss about it. My boss received it with gladness and said, okay, we're going to advance you 3 million Uganda shillings.
Wow.
They advanced me on my salary for a few months, 3 million Uganda shillings. I worked with the circle then, and the circle was able to give me 6 million Uganda shillings.
Okay.
So I went back to the dealer of the car and told him, I failed to get 8 million, but I can get you 7 million cash. So he told me, okay, let me see. He finally accepted. I said, if you can get me 7 million cash, I give you the car. So my wife had 500,000 shillings. We topped up on the other 6 million. And then a friend of mine gave me 500,000. I had 7 million cash. I called the guy here at church. He came with the car, with the logbooks, with the papers and everything. I want to assure you, the guy went back home thinking I am one of the richest young people that he had seen. So I bought a car and I started to pay back in bits until I cleared the money that was needed.
Yes.
I had the car. Of course, I've driven that car. I sold it after some time. I bought a Primo. I sold it. I bought a Harrier. Right now I'm driving a Nova. So, but that was the beginning. That's how the circle for cars. That's how the circle opened up doors. But there are many other things that we can not conclude here online. But let's let people come to church and hear for themselves what the Lord has done.
Wow.
Yeah, but also before I forget, of course, it is not only loans that has been the core. Of course, we are savings and credit cooperative. That means we save and then give our loans. But the other things that we have done also,
Like,
of course, to the benefit of our members. For example, we said, okay, fine. We are young men. Of course, the first people said, we are young men and women. We don't have land, we don't have homes and all that kind of stuff. Why don't we put money and buy big chunks of land, subdivide it, develop the plots, and we buy it at affordable prices as members? And you know, they bought Katende, I wasn't there. Wakiso was bought, members bought the plots. By the time I came into the circle leadership as the credit chairman, we bought Chiti, and the plots were bought by the members. As I'm speaking right now as the chairman of the circle, this year we bought land in Wakiso in a place called Najemba, 2 acres, subdivided it into 16 plots of 50 by 100, each at 14 million. And we are moving on. Members buy, and the member would just pay 50% of the amount, and then the other is given to you in form of a loan that you'll pay in a period of 1 year.
okay.
Yeah. So I want to say that most of the members in the circle who have been able to bought land, at least some have started to build, and that is so interesting. So why don't you come and join the circle, because you're missing?
Like you said, yeah, I remember. So I'm looking at all these opportunities, and being a young man also, and my family. Well, I think I have some little savings. I think I should go for one of these plots of lands, but I don't want to be in Wakiso. I don't know, but can they still give me half of the money? Of course they can. They give you if you have half there, they give you half, and then you buy anywhere you want. That's a good thing.
Yeah, the issue is being a member has great benefits as compared to not being a member.
Member at all.
Yes. So that's why we're encouraging people that in the next 15 years, don't miss out on what the Lord is going to do in the circle. I know we are going to grow our income curve exponentially. Yeah, today we are celebrating of over 1 billion Uganda shillings total portfolio. But we expect that in the next coming years, we'll be speaking of 100 billion Uganda shillings, whereby we can finance greater projects. Like a man like Ivan the Guitar wakes up and he has a vision and the muscle to take on Kamu Kamu Plaza in town. Yeah, he takes it. Yeah.
Take it. Jesus' name.
Yeah, we finance
anyway,
the deal.
It like that. I'll work for it.
Yeah, we finance the deal and something of the kind. You come. Yeah, we want to offer many solutions to the membership that we have, that no one should really miss on the opportunity.
All right. So now I'm excited. I feel excited already, and you people, please come tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Come Friday.
And Friday we're going to pray. We want to really pray.
Yes.
Everyone who has an idea, business idea, and you're questioning yourself, okay, fine, God, how do I begin? Yes, I envision this. Lately, I didn't know about condominiums. Somebody was selling me a condominium at 160 million.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, I don't have the 160 million. But I would buy that condominium, because that would be for my children and their children's children, for the next generation. So you understand what I'm talking about. So let's come and speak to the Lord, because He is able, and also open our eyes, because
gives us the energy to
yes,
the world.
Even Abraham, as far as his eyes could see, that is how the Lord had given him the land before
I'm
him.
envisioning the tallest building in Uganda here. I'm seeing it. I see it.
And the tallest on the hill.
The tallest in Uganda.
And being on a hill.
And being on a hill.
And then we'll have a prayer room up at the top.
So that you're closer to
God.
It will be so interesting. It will be so nice. And imagine when you have a speaker up there on a mast, moreover, high up. When someone wakes up like at 5 and says, "Praise the Lord."
Hey, you remind me on Sunday, Apostle Juma David said that the one who wakes up to pray before dawn takes the day.
Wow.
Yes, it really stirred me up and said,
I wake up at 3. Do I take that day also?
Yeah, of course, the priesthood that arises early. That's why the Muslims believe that As far as their voices can go, they have taken dominion over that area. And you know they wake up at 5:30. So we should learn to wake up early and make dictates in the realm of the spirit. And I want to assure you, if we begin to work as Christians with a mind and a purpose, we shall regain the economy of Uganda, which is in the hands of Muslims. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
We shall gain the economy of Uganda and bring it back to the hands of Christians.
The hands
Yes,
of God.
yes, and that's what we need
That's what
at
we
such a
want,
time. That's why we need to begin small. The Bible says, "Never despise the door of small beginnings." Yeah, it says, "Though my beginnings were small, my latter end will increase greatly." So basically, that's what I must say. Come in the course of this week. I am excited personally that many things are happening. I want to hear the testimonies myself. There's some I've not heard. There's some I want to see for my. I'll be shocked. Yeah, I'll be shocked. But of course, that will be godly shock. Yeah.
So I'm excited, and I'm sure that I'm going to really be part of this because I really want to develop. I have brilliant ideas. God has given me very many ideas, and the fact that I've been having a place somewhere, some big piece of land, by the way, about like 36 acres with my father, and we had issues there with the squatters, so we wanted to sell it off. So on Friday, I want to be here and pray that the buyer comes and buys that place, so that
you can begin to think progressively.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's ask everyone who is watching us today to if you can, if you really can, do not make this an opportunity cost. Be here. Do not make it the best alternative you can forego.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are expecting to see you here Wednesday, Friday,
and Sunday, the grand finale.
Be here
and
body,
see, in spirit and mind.
Don't miss anything. Grab what you can have. Grab everything that you can take, and invest. Be positive. Don't take the minds of these people, the words of these people that the country is shaking. What? No. You're going to construct your house and you live in it. You're going to live your dreams on this earth and you're going to fulfill them. And that's what I tell you right now as we are signing out. We will see you next Tuesday, same place, same time. May the Lord bless you.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.